So the kind of experiences you have as a home care provider are different from what you have as a provider based in a clinic or or in a hospital setting. I am a home care provider at their homes, nursing home, group home, private residence, and I had a very bad experience with a patient, and that experience has stuck with me forever. I had a patient I was seeing. I saw the patient like 4 weeks prior to the date I went there, and we had an appointment for me to come back and see him. I mean, he was not the healthiest person, but he was okay. So I kept calling him to let him know I was on my way, and he wasn't answering his phone. So usually if your patient is not answering the phone, you have to go to the house and knock at least. And if they're not responding, you call a family member, a loved one. We've even had to call the police because we have patients who do not have anybody, no family member, nobody. So when you call their phones and they do not respond, you start wondering and thinking of other possibilities of all other things that could have prevented them from picking their phones. Some of them have been admitted to the hospital unexpectedly and they didn't have their cell phones. Some of them have died. So I went to this house. I kept calling my patient and he wasn't picking his phone. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna go check. And I went to the house. I knocked on the door. He didn't open the door. I went around. He didn't answer the window. I peeked through the house, through the window, and I could see his items on the table. You know how you set your stuff on the table with the impression that you're coming back or you're gonna go somewhere and come back. That's exactly how his items were set on the table. I think he had his cell phone on the table, a pack of cigarette, a lighter. I think he had his cell phone. I'm not too sure. A lighter and some items on the table like a teacup or a mug or something. And in the kitchen sink, he had like dirty plates, other items, which to me seemed like maybe he was in the bathroom or he was just around the corner coming back, right? And I kept circling around the house. I was pretty sure he was in that house. Well, while I was trying to figure out how I could get into the house, well, because I thought maybe he was in the bathroom or he was sleeping, he didn't hear me knock. A neighbor came out and was like, are you looking for that person? I said, yeah. And the neighbor called his name. I said, yeah. And the neighbor was like, I'm sorry, he died a few days ago. That just stopped with me. And believe you me, every time I go to a house, every time I have to go see a patient, I always pray, God, let them be alive. Because I've heard stories of people going in and finding other people dead, finding their patients dead. I've heard all kinds of stories. I've never really gone into somebody's home and found them dead, but that was an experience that stuck with me forever. Yeah, it's been like 4 or 5 years since that happened, and I remember it like it was yesterday. We go through things like that. They're not our family members, but for some reason, we get somehow attached to the people we take care of. And when things like that happen to them, it's like we get affected somehow.